Andre never wavered, Virgil never wavered in taking the fight. They wanted to fight November 27th, and that's what we did. But I didn't like the fight when it was first being discussed. I didn't like it after when we agreed to it. I didn't like it when we had our opening press conference here. And I didn't like it today. And as I told my partner, Antonio Leonard, today, and James Prince, the manager of Andre, I said, let's just get the victory and start looking forward to the semifinals of the Super Six. And that's where Andre Ward just did a tremendous job tonight and beat BIKA at his own game. And believe me, BIKA was up there for the challenge, but so was Andre. And that's the great thing about champions. I spoke to Jeff Freed, our general counsel, earlier after the fight, and I said, this is what the great champs do. They take on every challenge. Before Andre gets up here, I just mentioned Antonio, and I mentioned Jay Prince. James has been with Andre prior to him turning pro, when James saw the talent in him leading into the Olympics. And it's been a great relationship, and it's come to fruition exactly what everyone believed would come to fruition with Andre Ward. And none of it would be possible, obviously, without Andre and Virgil Hunter, but it takes the certain men to realize the talent that is out there in a young man such as Ward. I want to introduce him. Congratulations tonight, James. Is James? Oh, I was going to say, I thought I saw you walk in, then all of a sudden you weren't there. James Prince.
Right. Good evening. First of all, I'd like to thank God for this victory. Showtime, partners GOOSSEN and Tudor, two of the best promoters in the game. I can't say enough about Andre and his performance tonight. He triumphed in the midst of a nasty situation. And I'm proud of him because that's what's going to help and shape and mold him into the champion that he shall become. And I'm speaking of the WBC and all those other titles that we don't have yet, that we shall get shortly. But I'm just proud of his performance tonight. And once again, thank you all for coming.
Thank you, James. One of the, I was watching the Abraham Frock fight this afternoon. And I was sitting there watching Callie Sauerland after the fight. And I'm sitting there saying, damn it, can you believe this? Abraham loses to Durrell, comes back, loses to Frock, and here he, in his next fight, gets to fight Andre Ward for the WBA super middleweight title. That's what this tournament's all about. So Andre, look, we feel very confident that he's going to go be victorious in his semi-main bout, semi-final bout. But it's a dangerous fight with Arthur Abraham. But I know Andre's going to be up to the task. I think Antonio and James, between the three of us, we may age 30 years in dog years. That's right. Which is 90 years, I think. Anyway, I want to bring up our partner, Antonio Leonard Productions. Yeah. Antonio Leonard. Yeah.
Once again, we prevail. And I have to say, BIKA came and, did everything we expected. We know it wasn't going to be one of the most prettier fights, but we knew we was going to win. And, Andre always prepared stuff the right way. My voice don't went because I was working the corner tonight.
You sound like Barry White. Okay.
All the glory, like Jay say, it go to the team, it go to God. And Andre Ward, like I said, he showed us once again, how it pays off when you match your condition with your talent, because he had to dig down, and the guy looked like he weighed 200 pounds, so he really had to dig down and pull this one off. So Andre did a good job, and we look forward to, continue fighting right here in Oakland, and as we, we in the belt collective business.
I do not think Wilfred Sauerland is going to bring Arthur Abraham to Oakland, California. As a matter of fact, I don't think he's going to come anywhere near California with Andre Ward.
Well, he just wanted a stepping stone, so I'm just talking about down the line. We got so many other fights to do. I mean, Andre, we're going to be doing this and entertaining the people in Oakland for at least the next 10 years.
Maybe we can just officially change the city name to Ward County. And this way he'll think it's not in Oakland.
I think he did enough to earn a street. He should have Andre Ward Street.
No, with the crowd tonight, it was a short turnaround on this promotion. As everyone knows here, we were going to fight Durrell. It was not going to be in Oakland. So once Durrell pulled out, we had to really reverse gears, unfold some things that we were working on in Portland and Arizona, and then try to get it here at Oracle. As when I sent Mark Kaufman, who's the GM here, standing over there, I sent him an email, and I said, "Do you have the 27th available?" And he sent me back an email saying yes. But then it took me, I think, another week to call you, get back in touch with you, Mark, to tell you, okay, we're coming. I didn't know if you believed we were coming, though, Mark, again, because all I said last fight, we're not coming back to Oakland for a while, so let the fans enjoy it. But we got, we were able to work everything out with the BIKA camp. We got here, and this is Andre's home, but we had a 4.5 week turnaround to promote this fight, and then doing it during Thanksgiving. I thought the fan support was awesome, considering that we didn't have our usual 6 to 8 week period to promote this fight. I think the attendance ended up being around 4,000, 4,100 plus, which was, I'm very, very happy with that attendance. I want to introduce my son, Craig GOOSSEN there. Always working. A great help. It was a big win for the company. What questions you guys have?
Have you had any discussions, internally as to what Ward's next fight will be?
Andre would like to fight in Las Vegas, so we're going to explore that. He felt that he loves Oakland, but he knows that Arthur Abraham's not going to fight him out here. So we'll explore Las Vegas. Now, on the other hand, would you guys like to cover Andre's next fight against Arthur Abraham in St. Lucia? Huh? Am I playing? No, I'm not playing. Oh, now you sound like my wife. Okay? I mean, come on. Well, honey, did you just hear that? Bob just said he's cuter than you. Okay? Maybe a distant mile? No. Yes.
Any thoughts on when the Abraham fight's going to take place?
Say that again? When? Well, the last I spoke to Showtime, we were targeting March. So, we really haven't had an opportunity to talk to Andre and see how he came out of this fight. It was a grueling fight, as everyone can see. Had a few cuts. I don't know how bad those cuts were. Did you get a chance to see that at all, Antonio?
No, Andre looked the same to me.
He looked the same to you. Okay.
That blood come from BIKA.
Not only have you lost your voice, but your eyesight.
I ain't seen that.
No, I'm.
Well, we all gonna see in about 15 minutes. He just as good as looking as he was when he went in the ring.
Well.
See, we used to that. You ain't used to all that kind of back in the alley fight. That wasn't nothing. He ain't never had a fight in his life.
So they were looking at March. So it would be a great time for all of us, and we'll be on top of that, and, immediately. I mean, the great thing about promoting and managing is that the fighter tonight will be able to enjoy this victory and relax a little, hopefully take a little time off. Here, we're already thinking about the next one. getting ready to work. Huh?
Yeah.
Double time. Huh?
We'll beat Manny if he come up. Don't matter to us. I bet you we ain't scared of Manny Pacquiao. I bet you we'll fight him.
Does there been any talk of doing a doubleheader, or do you see there's going to be completely separate venues for the semis?
Well, no, I don't necessarily think it would be a double header at the same site. But certainly I could see a double header coming from two different sites.
Why was it that you were so, I guess, I don't know if you used the word disappointed, but why were you so disappointed with this fight?
I wasn't disappointed at all. Quite the opposite. I was ecstatic that we got the victory because I knew going in, as I said earlier, there was a lot of risk and very little reward on this one. And I don't like to take fights like that. I like to have, if you're going to have risk, I like a lot of reward. And it was one of these fights that we were stuck in the middle again, very similar to what happened with us with Jermaine Taylor pulling out and fighting Alan Green. You're fighting pretty much unknown fighters that have, you know, every reason is to do everything and anything to get that championship. Obviously, Andre's, you know, came out with flying colors on both fights, but I'd prefer to have these type of victories against the bigger names, the ones that add a lot of value when you're inside that ring with them. So Jermaine Taylor, losing that name and then dropping it down to Alan Green, you lost a lot of stature in there. Tonight, beating Andre Durrell would have, you know, given us a lot more oomph with the victory. Beating Sekio BIKA, as much as it's respected, you know, you've got to beat a Sekio BIKA.
So in other words, what you're saying, that's why you're saying the Arthur Abraham fight wouldn't happen in Oakland, because you feel that the name is not giving you guys the power of negotiation?
No. Sauerland will not come out here to Oakland.
But I don't understand that. I mean, you guys have an undefeated fighter, and he does very, very well here in Oakland.
We've also got a contract, though, that allows both parties to have a mutual agreement on a site, and in this case, a neutral site.
Would you consider going to Europe to fight?
No. Yes, I did.
As of this point, right now, with the injuries that have happened with the fighters inside the tournament, how would you rate this tournament so far, in your mind?
You know, I've always said the best is yet to come. When the semifinals start, it's going to really pick up steam leading into the finals. I think it's a great concept. It's a hard concept to put together because, as I was telling Chris de Blasio of Showtime yesterday, the reason why it's so hard is to get 6 of the top level fighters fighting one another under these type of conditions. I mean, think about it. When this tournament was announced, who were the favorites? Abraham and Kessler, okay? And where are those two now? They're at the bottom. Who's up there? Andre Ward. So this is the dynamics of putting the 6 best 168 pounders out there fighting one another in this tournament that losing doesn't throw you out of it. It adds a lot of spice to it. Even though Frock manhandled Abraham, it was still a dangerous fight as it proceeded. And I believe Andre is going to manhandle Abraham, but it's not a give-me fight. It's a tough fight because Abraham always has that puncher's shot. So, you know, overall, I think the tournament's great, and I believe as soon as we get to those semifinals, it's going to really pick up steam.
What are your thoughts on the Froch-Johnson fight?
I think Froch wins. I think Froch wins. You know, youth, speed. He showed good boxing technique tonight, but he can still, you know, throw punches. You know, Glenn's a tough guy. I've promoted him for 3-4 years, but I believe Froch will win. Plus, you know, Glenn will be looking at Froch's girlfriend as the fight goes on.
Question right here.
Or is it a wife now?
Once this tournament wraps up, because obviously all the best fighters in the division are going to have fought, what do you guys see as far as the future? Do you guys see taking the likes of Jack Dawson, Pascal, Hopkins, maybe guys like that in the in the heavier division to maybe meet at a catch weight?
Well, I like Antonio's answer. We'll see if we can get Manny to come up a few pounds. You know, quite frankly, as it relates to any fights past this tournament, you know, this tournament is going to put Andre Ward in a stratosphere that our sport is accustomed to with past gold medal winners back from the Ali days, Joe Frazier, George Foreman, Sugar Ray Leonard. That's where Andre Ward's headed, and it's going to, I believe, hit that level in the finals of this tournament. And at that point, I believe the world is his. And the great thing about Andre Ward, as you saw tonight, he hasn't allowed himself to really enjoy the fruits of what he's accomplished yet, because he understands that there's a lot more work to be done.
What do you think of the scorecards? Is it fair?
How did that one judge give BIKA that round? No, you know, it's a hard fight to judge, but I thought, I told Antonio and James probably around the 9th, 10th round that I felt Andre had it handled. You know, BIKA was certainly formidable fighting inside, but never really hit Andre square that often. You know, Andre always had the more compelling punches, I believe, that were not involved in the clinches.
Was that the dirtiest fight you ever promoted?
Well, you know, I think it was a rough fight more so than dirty. I think it was a rough and tumble down in the, you know, down in the dirt type of fight. I don't think anyone was dirty per se, and Andre will be able to speak better on that, but I just thought it was one of those rough and tumble, grueling fights. You know, they're wrestling for position in there, they're holding, they're hitting, they're, you know, doing everything that old-time fighters used to do.